So recently I was asked, what vision do you have for the younger generation, for the youth? And I was so excited that I was asked that question because that's all I want to do is to share these visions. Now, mind you, my primary practice in terms of anything to do with youth is my kids first, right? Actually, my kids only. Now, there was a time a couple years ago where at one point I couldn't walk, talk, eat, or sleep all at the same time. Nuts. But during that time, my daughter, who played club soccer, who's continues to play club soccer, she was like, "Oh man, I want you to talk to our team and encourage them because that's one of my spiritual gifts. That's one of the things that I just kind of thrive at is being a champion, is championing championing is being a champion of somebody else's skills and knowing how to encourage them, right? So I keep encouraging my daughter when she's playing. And even though I couldn't even speak, I would like cough and just I can't string my words together to put a couple sentences, but she could feel the encouragement, she could feel the love, so she was like, yeah, you should help our team and just talk to them and all that stuff. And it was just a testament to how much she believed in encouragement, but also in recognizing that when I lean into that spiritual gift, it's infectious, it's contagious, right? And then now she just encourages people too. So when I think about what the youth, I think what the youth should look like in terms of a program or a trajectory on their development and growth, I think of these five things. Number one, no question, there's no, what's the word? Unfazing, unadulterated, no, just no questions about them being into worship and prayer. That's I can't think of the word, man. It's evading me. But yeah, first is worship and prayer. They need to be rooted in worshiping God, what it means to worship God, but then also engaging in direct prayer with the Lord. So that's the first thing is worship and prayer is non-negotiable. There you go. You can't change it. This is unmoving. It's going to be the tenant and pillar at the primary. Second is academia, scripture, right? Is can you decipher and understand the Bible for what it is and what the word really is, right? And then can you understand what it's saying and how it applies to your world internally, but then also to the greater world, to the world at large. Now, number three is I see our youth, or I see the youth in general, develop a connection with the community. And that comes through volunteering, going to events and helping out and all that stuff. Now, each church usually has their own activities where the youth can volunteer at. Now, that's great. But if we're thinking about the Great Commission, going out and making disciples, is what if we just take the youth and go volunteer outside at different community events, from the fish market to the farmer's market, or the nursing home, something, whatever the community's doing, check the chamber, check the Rotary clubs, right? That's where the youth should go and shine the light, right? And help. So community service, community engagement is huge. That's number three. So worship and prayer, scripture, engaging the community, and then four is more on the professional side, right? So I see them engaging in apprenticeship opportunities where they can get plugged into older people that have a skill set that they can bring along and mentor and then allow opportunities to learn. So the apprenticeship is huge, right? You just, if you're going to get better and you want to build your portfolio and your resume as a high school or even middle school, what better way to do it with someone that's already done it, right? And they can teach you the ropes and all that stuff. So that's number four. And then number five is the whole being, the person. Now the your personal growth. Now that's kind of tricky because for me, personal also includes family, right? Is how do you interact with your family and then how do you interact with yourself? How do you view yourself? Do you even know yourself? Right. And in order for you to know who you are, you want to lean into your families and then that legacy because there's DNA and there's all kinds of things that they've passed down that are genetic. And some things you can kind of develop on your own. But when you are solid in prayer and you worship God, when you understand the scripture and know how to engage with it, And then when you go outside of the four walls of the church and then you engage with the community and you partake in practical ways to build your portfolio, your professional life through apprenticeship and mentoring, and then you bring it all together to know who you are in light of your family, right? That becomes the vision that I see for every youth in America. I think when you fuse it all together, now here's the really cool thing though, is when you hear that, you're like, oh, that's a lot to do in a 12-month period, a year, right? Or to do it within a school semester. Well, prayer worship, scripture, so that's two of the five. And then number five, three, which is the personal thing, that's where you identify your spiritual gifts, right? You learn things about you. You even do some personality assessments, but then it's brought together and then facilitated by someone who can kind of help you think through it. But three out of the five things are evergreen, right? It's just what you got to do if you want to build and grow as a solid young person or as a person in general, right? So when you think of these five pillars, it doesn't have to be overwhelming or like, oh my gosh, that's too much. No, the three of the five are evergreen. It happens all the time. And then the other two slides right in as part of the growth period, right? Because you're just doing it anyways, right? The apprenticeship and the other thing. So that's food for thought. When somebody asked me, hey, what's your vision? I was really excited to share. I didn't go into details because this is a long kind of vision casting thing, but I did share the five pillars and where my heart is and how the primary purpose should be the person in light of worshiping God and prayer and learning all of that through scripture, seeing your life through a theological lens and making an impact from there. Grateful to share the vision with you. And if this resonates, let me know. And maybe you might even want to adopt it and apply it to your program too. Because there's ways to increase the engagement on all of these five tenets, and it's just exciting. But things that I'm doing with my kids, and I'm excited to see what's next for them as they mature and as they grow. God bless you. Appreciate it.